And all the fun and excitement that she went through in her lifetime. Then I was reading through that and I said, boy, this really matches Margaret Coates Butler Mead. So we put that on her gravestone. As the invocation, I'll read some of these qualities here from the Bible. It says, who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies? She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She is like the merchant's ship. She brings her food from afar. She rises also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household and a portion to her maidens. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretches out her hand to the poor, yea, she reaches forth her hands to the needy. It says, her strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. And we go all down to the... I wanted to be here today because I figure that nowhere else in the United States do we have such a large group of true patriots all in one place on this final day of the year. So God bless you all, and thank you for your patriotism and coming out here in the cold and the weather and all of this. And as they used to say in the old days, our zeal of country will keep us warm if we get cold. Of course, as we mentioned, this was General Meade's 195th birthday, and his mother, we're honoring her. She was born in 1782. That was, the American Revolution was still going on, so she was a baby of the American Revolution. Her husband, Richard Worsham Meade, was born 1778, and he was born out in Chester County, out close to Valley Forge. His parents were out there. Old Honest George and his wife were out there because they were under the protection of the Colonial Army. The British had taken the house in Philadelphia, and they had gone there for safety. And he was born out basically in the shadow of Valley Forge under the protection of the Colonial Army. So they were young patriots to start with. If we're looking at like milestones in her life, this is early in our nation. She was even 33 years old when Francis Scott Key was writing the Star Spangled Banner. So they had been around. She married Richard Worsham Meade in 1801, and he had just returned from his third overseas voyage. He was a young sea captain, had his own ship. He was 23 years old, and he had already been to the Bahamas, Barbados, back to Philadelphia, 3 years in Europe with his ship doing trading, back to Philadelphia, out to the Dominica, all over. And then he comes home. He's 23 years old. He's a self-made man. He's a man of property, energy, enterprise. Comes up the Delaware River on his ship, and there she is, 19 years old. She's the beauty of Philadelphia. She could have married anybody she wanted to, but we really believe Margaret Coates Butler Meade wanted a little bit of romance and excitement in her life, so she married the young sea captain, and boy, did they have excitement. So by 1804, she had 2 children, 2 daughters, and her husband Richard decided they would move to Cadiz, Spain. Cadiz, Spain is where all the goods come out of Spain and is shipped throughout the world. And he set up a trading house there. And then by 1806, he became the U.S. Navy agent in Cadiz, Spain. And there they stayed for 17 years. And they had very good times, and they had very hard times. They had very good times.
Humane Society has a wreath which we want to lay at the grave to honor General Meade's mother. Thank you very much. And then just a moment of silence. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate it. So, that concludes this particular portion of the sequence of events here. So what I'd ask everyone to do is to go back on the road, reform, go back to, as we used to say when we were doing the movie Gettysburg, go back to 1. That was your first position, and we'll continue the march. So the band in front, the wreaths in front, the VIPs, and the firing party, etc., etc. So please reform on the road. Thank you.